Hey guys, it's me, the Twilight Dash, and today, um, I'm gonna be doing a spoiler review about the new Transformers Rise of the Beast movie. So if you haven't seen this movie yet, and you're watching this video, like please click off the video right now because I don't want people commenting me on whatever being like, oh, well, why do you have to ruin like the movie the movie for me now? I was gonna watch it. Well, it wasn't my fault, okay? Because because you chose to watch this video. So have you guys like clicked? So for those who haven't seen it yet, like please click off the video right now. Like I'll give you a minute or two. Okay, fine, I won't. I'll give you like a few seconds. Okay, fine. I'm gonna do it now. So if you haven't clicked off this video yet, don't blame me for like spoiling the movie. But anyways, like let's get right into the spoiler video then. So at the start of this movie, Unicron, a planet devouring robot, attacks this. How do you explain it? It's like the future version of Earth, I guess, where instead of the like normal Autobots and Decepticons, we have the Maximals, I guess, on there. And for those who don't know what the Maximals are, they're the future versions of the Autobots and Decepticons, essentially. So back in the 90s, I believe, there was a show called Beast Wars and Beast Machines, and it had characters like Optimus Primal, Rhinox, Cheetor, a Waspinator, like, and they're basically future versions of the Autobots and Decepticons, essentially. But anyways, as I was saying, Unicron's like Unicron sends down his his minion Scourge and his Terracons to get the transwarp key, which is a key that lets someone or something travel through like space and time, I guess. So the original leader of the Maximals at that time in the future, what's the name? Like Ape Link, tells Optimus Primal that he's in charge of the Maximals now. So Primal, Air Razor, Rhinox, and Cheetor um, essentially use the transwarp key to go into the past before 1994, like when the movie actually happens for real, and basically Ape Link tries to hold off Scourge in the meantime, but then he just dies because Scourge is like way too powerful in this movie. But then he gets punished by a Unicron for not getting the key back, essentially. Now let's move on to present day, which is 1994, a few years after Bumblebee, I think. I don't know exactly, but anyways, in 1994, we meet this guy. Sorry, sorry about that. Oh, we meet this guy called Noah, who's who's an ex like who's an ex like who's an ex sorry a military person, and he tries to like interview for this like security job, but then he gets turned down because of his past work in the military, and he's also trying to help his family out, especially his brother because he has this weird thing with his like arm, I guess, or hand, sorry, and uh, and the reason why he struggled in the past with teamwork and whatnot is because he always had to like put his family's health before the military, apparently. And then we meet this other character in the movie called Alicia, I think, who's who works at this museum, like somewhere in New York, and they recently got this Eraser statue, like which she finds interesting. But then her boss at the time, like who's an asshole, like he's taking credit for all of her, like all of her work, I guess. Anyways, like Alicia at one point, um, during the day at night. I think it was during night. Yeah, it was during nighttime, right? But like when everyone's out except for her, Alicia uses one of her colleagues' uh, passes to enter the testing lab and tries to open up the statue to see what's inside of it, and then she finds the transwarp key. And there's a reason why I said key because I'll explain later on essentially. But anyways, like once she finds the key, it sends this uh, um like signal, like a beacon out to any transformer essentially, but no human can see it. It so happens is Optimus Prime calls out to RC, Bumblebee, and Mirage to help him like get this key back. And who else was it? Mirage? That's I thought I missed one, sorry. And then what else happened? Oh yeah, and funny enough, Noah's character actually resorted to stealing, not because his character is, black, the advert but I just want to clarify that it has nothing to do with his race, I promise. But basically what happened was one of his friends told him about this job tonight where he has to like like steal this car essentially, and this car is Mirage. And after a little fun chase on the Golden Gates Bridge, I think was it was Golden Gates. It was a Golden Gates Bridge. Sorry, my bad. On the bridge in New York City, a Mirage takes like Noah to meet the Autobots. And in this movie, Optimus Prime is very cold against humans because he doesn't trust them for some reason. And he even says to Bumblebee something like, "Listen, Bumblebee, like I know some humans were nice to you, but not all humans are like that." Essentially, that's what he kind of said to Bumblebee in the movie. But then, but then after Mirage tells Prime that he needs to chill and let Noah like do his thing, he he eventually lets Noah try to like get the transwarp key back from the museum, and then he runs into Elena, I think, or Alicia. Sorry, my bad. I can't remember. I'm not good at names in this movie. I'm not good at names in this movie, so I'm gonna say uh um um Alicia, I guess. Anyways, anyways, Alicia and Noah, are trying to escape with the transwarp key because like Scourge and his Terracons, a Nightbird and something else. I forget his name, like a big guy. Um, Managed to make the way to Earth from the past, I guess. And this is so weird in my opinion, right? So Unicron needs the transwarp key to travel through space and time. But Scourge and his Terracons can literally just go anywhere they want. Strange, huh? Anyways, as I was saying, they basically find the way to the museum and fight the Autobots. And then Bumblebee tries to help Prime defeat Scourge, but then Scourge kills Bumblebee. And it just like how he killed what's the name, like Ape Link in the beginning. And he also takes Bumblebee's Autobot insignia like he did with Ape Link's what was it, a Maximal insignia. What else happened? I'm trying to think now. Oh yeah, that. And then he manages to get away with the first half of the key bec- uh, before Eraser comes in and tries to stop them. So after the Autobots, humans, like meet Air Razor. Like she explains that like she and the Maximals basically split basically split the key in half to ensure its safety from Scourge. As a Scourge has only one half of the transwarp key, but they don't know where the other half is. But luckily, right, like Alicia is able to use her archaeologist skills, I guess, to help locate the second key in Peru, I think, is South America, essentially. So, what happens is uh, the Autobots and humans use this big ass plane called Stratosphere to travel to uh, Peru, I think. Yeah. Sorry about the name thing. I can't say name probably sometimes. Before that, at night, Noah went to tell his little brother that he's not gonna be home for a while, and then Mirage tries to like look through the window and sets off an alarm, which basically like notifies his brother that he's there, and then he meets Mirage, and then he forces Mirage to look after basically look out for his big bro in case he dies in this adventure. But anyways, back to the actual plot of the movie. Once the Autobots get to uh, Peru to meet to find the key, um, another Autobot called Wheeljack arrives, and he's basically a minivan. Like I don't know why for some reason in this movie like he's a minivan. But anyways, the group, I realized that the key is located within a heavily populated human town, and they're currently having a festival there, so they can't exactly go like gun blazing in. Just what they do is they get Alicia and Noah to basically blend in with the crowd, so that they could find a hidden passageway that leads them to the key, which they do. But then, but then what happens is once they find the tombstone for the key's not there essentially because I think someone moved it at the time. And then Alicia keeps like doing this thing with the keys, like where she sees two symbols on each key. And so the first key, right, like she wrote down two symbols in the first place, and for this key, and she wrote down like two other symbols, and these symbols are very important in the movie later on, I promise. And so basically, right, once they realize that he's missing, one of Scourge's minions tries to kill them, but then they manage to escape and kill him, I guess, like the minion, because Noah was given a special blaster uh, uh, by Mirage. After that happens, like Scourge and his Predacons like try to go after Noah, but then the Autobots manage to stop them like in the track and fight them off. But then, Air Razor tries to allow the Autobots to escape essentially by burning the bridge between Optimus and Scourge. But then Scourge, um, sorry, my bad. And then Scourge tags Air Razor with one of his like things, I guess. And what it does is it basically corrupts any bot, and it also lets him see what that bot sees. So whatever Air Razor sees, like Scourge sees, essentially. So the humans try to escape, but then they run into the Maximals, Primal, Rhinox, who else? And and Cheetor. And then the Autobots come in and try to save them from the Maximals. But then Primal's like, "I'm not your enemy, Optimus Prime." And yeah, and then Ares arrives and is happy to see Primal and the others alive again. And then and and then and then they explain that the reason why like the key isn't in that place anymore is because they took it to this human village, like where they trust a bunch of humans to guard it, guard it like with their lives essentially. Anyways, at this village, um, um, anyways, at this village, Stratosphere brings a Bumblebee to them, and Primal explains that the only way to heal Bumblebee is to use like, enough energon to heal him. But sadly, like they don't have enough energon to heal him at this time because it's not enough yet. Essentially, and so what happens is, like at night time, um, what's the name? Alicia like tells Noah to stop being so like mean to Optimus or something because because he because he thinks that Optimus it does like humans essentially. Like that's what he thinks. And then she's like, but you know, like, and then she's like, sorry, you do realize the only reason why Optimus doesn't like humans is because of like whatever happened in the past, and he's just looking out for his brothers and sisters, like just like Noah, and then. But then Noah's like, "Hey, listen, right? I'm going to destroy the transwarp key. Like once we get it, and and then Alicia tries to like convince him not to do it. Anyways, anyways, in the movie, sorry, not in the movie, like in the morning, Alicia wakes up to find Airazor like being corrupted by Scourge, and then Scourge and Terracons attack the village. And thanks to virus like in thanks to virus in Airazor, Scourge is able to use her to snatch the key from Alicia and then give it to him so that he can escape with the key. And Primal has to do uh, the most saddest thing ever and kill her because the only way to save someone who's been corrupted by Scourge is to end their life essentially. It, it's so he has to kill like Airazor to save her. Sadly, and after Noah and Prime talk about leadership and what they have to do in this adventure, Noah's like, "Hey, listen, guys! Like, hey, listen, guys! Like, we need to squad up and find a way to beat Unicron. Like, and not beat Unicron, but send him back to wherever he is." And then Primal explains that the only way to shut down this machine is to basically use the the access codes. But the only problem is, right, like each code was essentially written like on each key, and but luckily, right, Alicia's skills comes in handy here because she was able to decipher the code and show it to Primal. And then Primal's like, hey, listen, right, you need to enter those codes into the machine so that it can shut down like the thing, like properly or something. And so the plan here, right, is for the maximal, is for the Maximals and and the Autobots to team up and distract like Scourge's army long enough, long enough for the humans to, enter the access codes into the machine. But Scourge isn't stupid in this sense, and he's able to like stand guard with the key inside. And so Mirage tries to distract him enough like for the humans to actually like do the thing, but then and then he's about to die at the end, and but not before he uses his his remaining spark to transform into this Iron Man suit for Noah at the end, and uh and allow him to fight against Scourge, like with Optimus there helping him out. But then but then after the portal opens, a lot of energon stuff, like starts glowing in the area, especially the one like underneath Bumblebee, which properly heals him at the end, and and then Bumblebee comes like, and then Bumblebee just like jumps out of the stratosphere like guns blazing, singing a song like "Don't Call It a Comeback" or something like that. I don't know. I'm not gonna sing the song because I have a sore throat, sadly, like after singing a lot in my videos lately. But anyways, as I was saying, Bumblebee comes in like like guns blazing, and then he kills Nightbird, and then the Autobots and Maximals to team up to allow Alicia to enter the access codes like for the machine. And then um, and this Scourge notices it at some point and blows up the console like with the codes being entered so that it can't like turn off the machine. And then Prime is able to kill Scourge finally in the movie, but but since the panels are destroyed, the only way to turn off the machine now is to blow up the transwarp key. And the problem with that is that and the problem with blowing up the key is that it will cause a big explosion to happen, like killing one of the bots, like killing one of the robots, like who stays behind and does it. So Optimus Prime like volunteers to stay behind and destroy it, which he does, and then it causes like a giant vortex to appear and suck up everything near it, including Optimus Prime. And Optimus tries to use and Doctor like Optimus tries to use like his axe to save himself, but then it doesn't work. And then Noah and Primal arrive and bring him back to safety, luckily. And then at the end, you know, all is well, and and yeah, that's it really. But then at the end, Noah applies for a security jobs somewhere in New York. And then it turns out that the place he's it turns out that place that turns out that sorry, the place that he's trying to work for is actually GI Joe. And apparently, right, and apparently, I actually heard that Hasbro is trying to create a GI Joe and Transformers crossover movie, like somewhere in the future. And yeah, guys, like that's the end of the movie. There's also there's also this end credit scene where Noah's trying to fix Mirage again, and he's able to fix him in the end because he comes back to life, and yeah, that's it really. But Unicron's still out there in the universe. But Optimus and the Maximals will be able to handle him someday, essentially. But yeah, guys, that's my recap of this movie. I just checked the timer now, and it's like 24 minutes. Wow, like that is so long. But yeah, guys, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.